All right, welcome everyone to the orientation session for this May 28th start. So we are so excited to have you in this program, and we know that we've put a lot of time and effort into creating all the curriculum and all the classes and how we deliver all of the classes, and so we couldn't be more excited for you to join us and all of the already existing students in this program. We know that this program will help advance your career, enhance your resume and skill set, and we really look forward to getting you going on everything. So tonight's session is designed to give you kind of a general overview of several things to kind of get you kick-started here. Hopefully by now you've reached out to financial aid or the business office to satisfy your payment for this term and getting all that going to get that sorted. So you can hopefully have that done before classes start next Tuesday. If you haven't, no better time than the present to get going on that. At any time today, if you want, feel free to type on in that chat box if you have any questions at any point. We don't mind, ask away. With me here today is Dr. Bea. She works very hard on the instructional side of things to get the courses up and to help professors with all the technology needs. And so she's very valuable to us here in the program. And she's going to be speaking with you a little bit later as to giving you some tips of the trade as far as how to be a successful online student and how to also maneuver around some of the Canvas things and also the portal a little bit. So that's what you can expect for tonight. But first, before we get going on things, several of you are here and have audio available. So we're actually going to go around and just have everyone introduce yourself. So I'm going to start. The order will be Lee, Anthony, Grace, then Pilar. And so if you can turn on your microphone when I call your name. If not, if you don't have a microphone or a phone, then start typing in the chat box what you'd like to say to introduce yourself, and then I'll read it to you when your name comes if you don't have audio available. All right, so that's what we'll do, starting with myself. So I'm Jason Fisk, and I'm the Assistant Dean of the programs of Program Development and Distance Learning here at Albany Law School. I've been here for a little over a year now, and in that time, we've really seen a lot of transformation of the programs that everyone here at the school is very proud of. We like to say that Albany Law School is in a transition stage. It's been here since 1851. I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but it's really at a point where we're becoming instead of a law school that has a JD program since 1851, we're now becoming a graduate school of law, and all of you are a big part of that process as either a master's, LLM, or certificate student coming into our online programs. And so our board of trustees has been very excited and very on board with this transformation of the school, and our dean is leading the charge on it, and all of you are big pieces of that. And so it's a very exciting time for us here at the school. So that's a little bit about me. I've been in I'm a tax attorney, estate planning attorney by trade. I teach in this program in the Introduction to Law and Legal Methods. So if you're a master's student, you'll be in that class with me teaching it. And so that's just a little bit about me. I come from California before moving out here to Albany this last year. So I'll turn it on over to Lee. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, thank you very much. My name is Lee Kwiatek. I live in the Rochester, New York area. I went to the University of Buffalo Law School, and I am currently in the legal counsel's office at Maximus. And Maximus basically it's a government contractor, and I handle the privacy. I'm a privacy manager. We have contracts, everything ranging from healthcare with HIPAA, banking, child care support. We also are global, so our privacy is also, we're in Saudi Arabia, we're in the UK, we're in Australia. So really broad government projects, federal and state and global. And so privacy is pretty busy. and I'm also a member of the IAPP, and I do have my CIPT. But I find that those certifications are really geared toward that one moment in time, taking those tests. And I just really want to have like a much better understanding of the technology and cybersecurity. So I'm really excited about this program and glad it's available. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. Anthony, you're next up.
Good afternoon. I'm an Albany Law graduate. Been practicing for quite a number of years. Always been interested in computers and cybersecurity, and I'm finding it's a topic that continues to weave its way into all the things I'm involved with. So I'm taking on this challenge, and hopefully I can keep up with everybody. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Anthony. And where are you located?
I practice in the Albany area, but I have a side, I don't say side job. I spend a lot of time in real estate development as well. So I'm probably 50% practicing law and 50% my own ventures all around the Albany, Saratoga, Lake George region.
Absolutely. Outstanding. And so next up is Grace. Grace, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. Nice meeting you. I'm really excited about the program, and I'm glad it's available. I am based in Washington, D.C., but I'm hardly in Washington, D.C. Because of privacy, the demands that we're receiving, whether it's training or consulting. I'm an independent consultant, and I'm also on the faculty of IAPP. I've completed several certifications, and I love to teach. I'm discovering myself that I actually do have a passion for teaching. So this is an opportunity for me to learn from all of you and to challenge myself. I've worked in information security and privacy, and a little bit in cybersecurity. So this is supposed to strengthen me, give me more insight as I'm going through this process of learning. And I'm really excited about it. I can't even express it. So really nice meeting all of you.
Outstanding. Thanks so much, Grace.
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, Pilar, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Pilar Clements. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, loud and
Yes.
clear.
Okay. My name is Pilar Clements. I am in the Baltimore area in Maryland. I work as a senior attorney / government relations / lobbyist / corporate counsel / compliance. I wear a lot of hats at work, and a lot of what I'm doing now is overlapping with cybersecurity. We're building a new database or a new core system at work, and with that has come a lot of challenges with cyber contracts and the language in cyber contracts and the risk that we're taking. So that was what first set me on the path to look for a program like this, because there's just a whole world of cybersecurity and privacy out there that, you know, as a lawyer practicing in a corporate setting, you don't know about unless you go looking for. So I started on the path looking for this because of some of the overlap at work, but I'm very excited, and I think it's going to help in a lot of ways. I graduated law school from University of Baltimore in 2009. So I'm very excited about the program and look forward to working with all of you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for sharing, everyone. Really appreciate that. As you can see, as always, the incoming class into our programs is very impressive. All of our school is very proud of all of you and all that you're already accomplishing, let alone what's to come. And so that it's always very fun to hear about all of you and where you're from and what you all got going on. So thanks so much for sharing. And Dr. Bea will. Is anyone else having trouble hearing me? I can always speak louder, I suppose.
Grace, I can hear you well.
All right, is that any better?
That's better.
All right, perfect. Thanks for letting me know. That's always very helpful. All right. So again, thanks everyone for introducing yourselves. So let's go ahead and jump into things. Dr. Bea will certainly introduce herself as well very, very soon. She's definitely someone you'll want to get to know. So first off, we got a little taste there, a little flavor of who's in this incoming class, but just to give you an idea of some other students who are also in this incoming class, we'll be doing this profile of you all after the conclusion of the term. But for our January 2019 incoming class, which was our last incoming class, you can see the age range. We had a 42 to 59 as the age range. We had 100% employed in senior level or director level positions, and we had students from all over the world, ranging from New York, California, Colorado, and all through the Northeast, and including some international, including Thailand. And so that's kind of interesting. The four of you here, more local, New York, I heard Washington, D.C., and so that, but generally when you are in your classes, you'll be with students throughout the whole country and the whole world, which really makes for an interesting dynamic inside the classes. For you all have seen the curriculum and asked questions about it, but just here's a little gist of the types of classes that you'll be taking. I'm actually going to switch my screen over for a second to this other webpage. Give me 1 second. All right. Can you all see a webpage now that's master's degree in legal studies?
Yes.
Perfect. So hopefully you've all had a chance to come onto our website through the when you're a prospective student trying to learn about things. There is one of the web pages I like to really point out for you here that will be continually helpful for you as a student. So as always, you can go to graduate.albanylaw.edu, and that would take you to this page here. And when you come over to the right and click on curriculum, that will then take you to this page here. And I'm sure you've all have seen this page before, but I just want to point it out once again. As when you come down here and click the See Course Subscriptions button, this is a page you will likely come back to throughout your stay in the program as a student. Because right here is, as you can see, all the course descriptions, not just for the cybersecurity classes, but also for the other concentrations. And then further down is the course schedule. So this is the best place to find the dates of the term dates at any point. So as you can see, here's the summer semester. This is the 7-week session. The session that's coming up right now, Summer 1 2019, which is May 28th through July 5th. Then Summer 2, July 8th through August 16th. And then you can see Fall 1 down here, and then you can click over here to Next. And then that'll give you the next term and the next term and the next term all the way through Spring 2 2020. And so this just really helps you laying out for you what the dates will be for all the terms, and also what courses will be offered in each of those sessions. Now, as far how it works, as you know so far, we always schedule the classes one semester at a time. So so that we're all working on with the same technology. This is Summer 1, which we consider a session. This is Summer 2, which we consider a session. So if you combine the whole summer, Summer 1, Summer 2, that's the summer semester. So the semester encompasses both of these. The fall semester encompasses both Fall 1 and Fall 2. So that's the semester, with each of these individual guys being a session. So as you've experienced, as I said, when we do registration, and when you satisfy payment, we're working in terms of semesters, not just an individual session. So when you right now are already registered for your Summer 1 and Summer 2 sessions together, the whole summer semester. So thus the next time we register you will be for the fall semester, which will be for Fall 1 and Fall 2. Since Fall 1 starts in about August 19th, that means that we'll start the registration process for that in likely mid-June. So at 3 or 4 weeks from now, I'll be in touch with you all to to put your schedule together for the fall semester starting August 19th. So we'll select your classes at that point. So I just want to give you the heads up just to get an idea in your head as far as when you'll be picking your classes for the fall semester, and then how it'll work as far as the payments are concerned. So if you're in either the master's or the LLM program, the typical quote unquote schedule is taking the 3 credit and the 1 credit course inside your concentration each term. So that's the typical schedule, but of course we tailor it to you. We can adjust that back, add more classes, less classes. That's what I can work with you with. But just to give you an idea, you can take in let's just say fall 1 coming up the next semester. The default would be selecting one of these 3 credit classes and the 1 credit class. So that would be kind of the default setting, but we can always adjust from there. Just to give you an idea. Increasingly, we are our online programs are growing, and part of that growth is adding new concentrations. And so as our next concentration that's going to be added is our financial compliance and risk management program. And with that, you'll see populated here on these schedules, fall 1, fall 2, spring 1, spring 2, those courses, the financial compliance and risk management, as they become approved by the faculty over the next few months here. You can essentially consider those elective classes for you to be able to take if one pops out at you and if you're really interested in it. Same with health law and compliance. A lot of time we have students who are involved with healthcare in the cybersecurity and data privacy program that sometimes want to jump over to one of those classes. Totally fine, perfectly good. The requirement for a concentration to earn the cybersecurity and data privacy concentration is to take 18 credits in that directly. So, and so that as long as you do this, and of course I would be able to work with you to make sure that happens. So you don't have to worry about it. I'll work with you on that. But just to give an idea, so this gives you the freedom, if you like, to take an elective or 2 in something else during the time. Or you can just do all cybersecurity data privacy. That's perfectly fine too. So I just wanted to give you the heads up with that for when we start the registration process for the fall in several weeks from now. So you can just start thinking about that if you'd like by coming here and clicking next and going on to see fall 2 as well. Any questions at this juncture about that, the term dates or the scheduling or the semester versus session? Any confusion there? Anything you want clarified?
No, that was helpful. Thank you.
Good.
That was helpful. And I know we've chatted about this via email a little bit. So I wanted to say, so I see Intro to Law and Legal Methods, which is one of the classes you teach, right? And that's in summer 1. And then in summer 1, there's also cybersecurity and supply chain management. So it would be too much to take those 2 together because it's offered in the same session. So it will be more like taking 1 in that session and then taking something else in summer 2. Correct?
We can talk after the session if you like about the specific schedule. Okay. When analyzing what is best for your individual load as far as how many classes you should take in any given session. Each credit you can say, like, give or take in a given week, say would be between on average, say like between 5 to 8 hours a week or so. And so thus that's the 1 credit class. And so if you take 4 credit classes, you're right around an average of 20 hours a week for 4 credits. And so if you add in a 3 credit, you're right around whatever that math comes to, 30 something hours or so a week on average if you do 7 credits in 1 session. So that's kind of what the work would look like, and how you can adjust accordingly. So of course it's, give or take a little bit depending on the particular assignments for any given week.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, very good. So that's a little taste of the curriculum and how the scheduling works and what's to come in the near future as far as us getting together and scheduling your fall semester. Now, without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Bea.
Great. Jason, can you change the screen back to the PowerPoint show? I can't hear you all of a sudden, so I'm not sure.
Absolutely. Thanks for
There you
reminding
go.
me. There you go.
Okay. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yep,
Yeah,
no problem.
thank you.
Oh, good. Okay, so I'm Dr. Bea. I am the Director of Online Learning and Instructional Technology, and I'm going to kind of be your cruise ship guide through all the technology that you ever wanted to use in this program through your education. And first and foremost, I do want to say that I'm really excited to see that you're in these courses. I think you're going to really enjoy how they're designed. We tried to set them up in a way that's organized, very organized in that way, and we try to make sure the faculty stay organized, that things are easy to find. And at any point, at any time, please reach out to me if you feel otherwise. If you get lost with something, if you can't find something, something doesn't quite make sense to you, please let me know. Obviously, the faculty are the folks you would talk to about content, but definitely if there's something going on in your course regarding technology or organization that you need help with, certainly let me know. So one of my biggest things that I want to talk to you about, as you can see here, there's 3 objectives. I want to talk to you about ways that you can be a successful student in the online environment. I want to show you some practical things so you have access to our portal page. Our portal page is going to be one of your entryways to get to everything in the course, and or everything in your at Albany Law School. So I'll explain that in a moment. Canvas is our online learning management system. So have any of you used an online learning management system before in your undergraduate or graduate programs?
Our employer offers it for our employees. We use Blackboard.
Oh, good. Yeah, and so, I mean, everyone doesn't have to necessarily answer, but yeah, Blackboard, Angel, Desire to Learn, or Twen, maybe at your law school you use Twen. Lexis and Westlaw has Twen. Lexis had Blackboard at the time. All the learning management systems really just work and operate the same. I do think Canvas is superior to those because it lets us use more audio and video in a clearer and stronger way to students. So it's, I think, a product you're going to be very happy with. And students are also able to use video and audio in an easy way. So I'm going to show you a little bit about that. And I'm also going to review the Canvas orientation for you. You should all be, when you log into Canvas, seeing an orientation. It's going to be available to you throughout the time here so that you can reference and return to information if you need it. So Jason, if you'd go to the next slide, I guess the next slide after this. So I'm going to talk about the tips for online learners. Essentially, if you haven't taken an online course before, it is very different. And one of the reasons why it's very different is because you really need to be the motivator to guide yourself continually through the course. And so there's some things I want you to think about as you're moving forward. And one most important one is to establish a regular routine. You know, definitely, just like you would schedule meetings with people, you should definitely schedule time throughout your day, whether it's morning works for you, night works for you, doesn't matter. These courses are asynchronous, meaning that you could access them at any time during the day, at any time during the week, and be able to do the work that you need to do. There are due dates, so faculty will have due dates for assignments, quizzes, papers, and you do need to honor those. So pay close attention to the syllabus and take a look at those due dates. Those are going to be crucial for you. Set up a calendar, flag those due dates, and prepare yourself. So the way that the courses are organized, they're organized by weeks. Essentially, we call them modules. And so you will have a chunked out area inside a module, inside a week, of all the things that you would need to accomplish during that week. You don't need to go hunting for it. So if there's that week, if you need to do a discussion and readings and watch a lecture and do an assignment, get in a group, work on a paper, everything you need should be nested inside that module. And that's purposely done so that, again, you're not going on a goose hunt. You'll know where everything is and know where to get it when you're ready. And so to keep up with those kinds of things, we recommend that you, at the very least, check into this Canvas course, your online course, at least 3 times a week. so that you can stay on top of it. Again, I don't care less when those 3 times are, but at the very least, you can do it more, but at the very least, you should do it at least 3 times. We have Albany Law School email. You should all see that now. You all have your credentials. And Albany Law email is the primary communication mode used by your faculty for announcements, for events that are going on. You will be invited to student services kinds of events, opportunities, career planning. If they have things coming out or opportunities coming out, you might be notified through email. So I recommend checking your email at least once a day, or setting up a notification to making sure you know that email is arriving, because you definitely want to stay on top of those things as well. So in addition to becoming familiar with your syllabus, which is the key, as you know, as academics, the syllabus is the key, you should also click around the Canvas course. Go through and see what's available to you. Check in each module, kind of look through and see how the course is laid out. Look to see what technology is available to you. For example, I mentioned that students can also create video and audio. We have a product called ARC that's available to you. You know, you should play with all of these things. I'm sorry, I'm just reading a chat. I don't know. Yeah, asking questions. So it looks like Jason's answering that question there. You know, definitely take note of everything that you're seeing and be aware of your Canvas surrounding. There's going to be videos in each of your weeks. So faculty spend a lot of time creating PowerPoints with voiceovers over them, or PowerPoints with video in them, and help you really digest the reading and the material that you are assigned. And so if I were you, I mean, depending on your learning style, while you're watching that video and looking at those PowerPoints, I would take some very careful notes. Really pay attention to your readings and things that they're saying. Those things are definitely going to be valuable to you as you move forward in each of the modules. Creating a relationship with your professor, also super important. We're going to have live sessions that are optional each week for you to attend. Think of them as office hours, right? You're a faculty member, and you're also going to have an instructor at your disposal in some of your courses, both a professor and an instructor. And so they are going to be doing these live sessions, and the live sessions are, like I said, in office hours for you to ask questions. They're optional. They'll be at various times throughout each week, and you'll be able to join in as you need to ask various questions, have them reteach you something, and that kind of thing. Does that make sense to everybody? I know I'm talking a lot, but I have a lot to get through.
It does, yes.
Okay, I'm going to move on to the next slide. The next slide are just some special tips. The word special looks like it got cut off there, but it says special tips. So again, just some things. Oh, thanks, Jason. That's excellent. I think the more that you can, I'm not going to read this to you. You can read. And I think Jason is recording this, so you'll be able to have a copy of this as well afterwards. But I think one of the biggest things people get nervous about is if their technology is not working. The last one, I highly recommend, I mean, all you need is internet connection. So you can be at a mall, you could be at your parents' house, you could be traveling, you could be in a hotel. You can get to Canvas on your phone, you can get to Canvas on a tablet, on a laptop, on a computer. You really just need internet connection. I would not use Internet Explorer with Canvas, just a heads up. Internet Explorer, I've noticed there are several errors, or pages don't load, or special bullets don't load. But if you have a plan B, knowing that A, Internet Explorer is not the best one to use, that, you know, if your technology is not working, you have a power outage, feel free to use any other technology device that you can borrow, because you can log in anywhere. Once you have that website, you log in anywhere that you have internet connectivity. So again, I'm not going to read this to you, but anybody have questions? So moving right along, if you click on the next slide, I want to just show you the portal image. So the reason why we want to show you the portal today is because, as I mentioned, it really is the key to finding everything at Albany Law School. This is a screenshot of what it would look like. I mean, it might not be exact, but this is a student view of what it would look like when you log in. And this would be a great place to go if you're looking for specific things. So as you can see here, some questions we get is, you know, how I want to check to make sure that I'm registered for the courses that I signed up for. Underneath course registration, you'll see my class schedule listed there. You might get a question, you know, I'm not quite sure what's going on with my financial aid. Did I do all the things I need to do, and how do I know that I'm able to do that? So if you click underneath financial aid, you'll see a financial aid checklist and some loan check information. So as I continue to go through here, you'll see there's the portal really is your access to this kind of information. Moreover, if you went to the portal page, which is currently not on the screen, there's a link on the right-hand side, which we don't see here, that if you click on, it'll actually connect you to every department at Albany Law School. So if you're looking for phone numbers, email addresses, there's a link for that. If you're looking to contact the registrar or see registrar's policies, there's a link for that. If you're looking to contact, I mean, you would contact help desk if there's any IT issues, but IT also has a page that has a lot of resources there. You would go to their page, and so on and so forth. There's the student affairs page that you would go to. And so again, the portal is an excellent resource. And also, this is where you would go to get your grades. Where would that be? Let's see, academics probably, oh, academics and grades. It's like middle, sort of towards the middle there, Jason, if you wanted to circle it. So you'll see there if you want to get your grades. Now, inside Canvas, your grades will be inside a grade book there, but your final grades always go to this portal page. Your final grades for the course will always be in the portal page. So the Canvas page will tell you what you're getting as you're moving along, sort of these formalized assessments. So if you has a quiz or a discussion board, you'll see in the grade book how you're doing there. But your final grade, as well as transcripts, as you can see, you can get transcripts here. So there's all kinds of utility for this portal page. I wanted to point you to that. Any questions about the portal page? So I guess if you go to the next, I don't think there really is a next slide, but I'm going to bring you, there's my thank you slide. I'm going to bring you to Canvas. So I'm going to share my screen with you. So Jason, I guess I am going to take over this show for a minute. And I want to show you, could everybody see my screen? I'm just logging into Canvas here. Yep. All of you should have received an email from me letting you know the best ways to get into Canvas. Now I'm in here as an administrator, so I see tons of courses that are going on and things that are happening. But you are going to see access to, each one of these represents a course. So one of these is going to be that student orientation right here. You're going to all have access to that student orientation. And again, that's what the Canvas part that sort of walks you through all the different pieces of how to use Canvas. And I saw some of you have already been in here, which is excellent. Good job. This is broken down for you to identify, again, if I'm going to break down the individual modules inside this orientation, if you had questions about how to do an assignment, how to post a discussion, I talked about that using ARC, a product for you to actually submit videos, is in here too. Let's see, where did I put that?
Excuse me, we're seeing host your own Zoom meeting.
Oh my
At
goodness.
least that's what I'm seeing.
Well, gee, that's not good. Hold on one second. Let me change that. Yes, I see that you're seeing that. Host your own Zoom meeting. Let's get rid of that. And share to you. Okay, what are you seeing now?
We're seeing you.
You see me. Hi.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting there. We're getting there. There we go.
Okay, that looks like it's something you're trying to show us.
Yes, thank you. And I appreciate you letting me know, because what I'm saying is not making any sense to you if you can't see it. So I'm just going to go back one step here just so you can see. Each of these boxes represents a course, an entity. I'm seeing a lot of them because I'm an administrator. You will see definitely the student orientation, and you're going to see the courses that you're registered for. Your courses will not be live, though, and available to you till this Friday. So Friday morning, early in the morning, they're going to be available. You'll be able to go in there and check it out. Check out your syllabus, check out everything that you need and want to ever know about your course will be available to you. What I was showing you before was student orientation. And I was clicking on the modules to show you that when you run through this orientation, it's going to walk you through how to turn it into an assignment, how to introduce yourself because faculty are going to ask you to do that. This is the information about how to use that recording feature in ARC if a faculty member asks you to do that, how to take quizzes, and so on and so forth. Everything that you would need to know is inside this orientation. And if you get confused or you need additional assistance, just reach out to me and I'm more than happy to walk you through any element of how to use this product. So it's not a big deal at all. That's what I'm here for. So just to go back, this is a great place for you to go to inside of Canvas. You can change the names of these boxes if you want to make that more personal to yourself. If you click on the little arrows, you'll see you can change the color of these things. I don't know how valuable that is to change the color, but maybe it is. Maybe you don't like this color. You can change the name of the course. I mean, leave the course to be, it doesn't change anywhere else. It's just personal for you, but you might want to name it something that is easier for you to remember. This would be more for someone who's full-time in a lot of ways, that has a lot of courses, and they might want to rename, or if you were in a couple different courses, you can rename these things so that it was something more appealing to you, something that you would recognize. There's all kinds of things you can do in here. The calendar is something I mentioned is super important, especially just to get organized. It takes a second for the calendar to load, especially for my calendar. Yours will be a quicker, but my calendar has courses from pretty much about 15 courses that are going on right now from the spring are still loading in my calendar. So mine's probably not going to load as quick, and that's purposeful for mine. You're not going to have that issue. But once you can see as it starts loading up, there'll be things inside of your course, inside of each day that represent a course, and things will be popping up inside of there. And mine, again, is taking a while to load, so I apologize for that. But that's normal operation for mine because, again, I'm watching a lot of courses right now. But that's available to you. In addition to your Albany Law email address through Outlook, or rather Office 365, where you're going to be actually using your email, there's an email feature inside of Canvas for you to use. That's something to kind of pay attention to. You can email students. You can email professors here. So it's really something you want to take a look at. This is the ARC feature that's available for you to use. And most importantly, we also purchased 24/7 assistance from Canvas. So definitely utilize that. You'll see here. We have guides. Our guides have both video in them and text to guide you on how to do stuff. You can report a problem to Canvas if something's going wrong. You can have a live session with Canvas. You can call them. This one is actually for faculty. Yours will have a live chat available for students that say students. So there's a lot of opportunity. In addition to myself, you can email help desk if you're having any issues, and they'll forward them along or help you if it's something they can take care of. So again, a lot of different things that they will be able to do to help out, as well as myself and as well as Canvas. So you're covered as far as technology is concerned. Does that make sense to everybody?
It does.
Yep.
Okay. So I don't know, I took away control, Jason, so if you want to go back to your PowerPoint. I work pretty quickly with folks, so as you're sending in emails, I try to respond to students and faculty very quickly. So if there is an issue, the best method, though, is to email, what is it, Albany Law graduate programs, Jason?
Graduate programs at albanylaw.edu.
Graduate programs at albanylaw.edu is the best tool to email if you're having questions about a variety of things. If you're having something specific to Canvas, that would probably come directly to me so that I can help you quick. But if you did graduate programs, it would be forwarded to me as well. So again, there's no wrong way to get assistance as far as I'm concerned. When it comes to getting help. So certainly reach out to me anytime you need assistance. Thank you very much for your time.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Bea, for all that helpful information. Yeah, you'll definitely be spending a lot of your lifespan as a student on Canvas, so that's definitely something you're going to want to become very familiar with through that orientation class, as Dr. Bea was showing you. Very, very good stuff. Very, very important. So now, just as we close here in the last few minutes, I wanted to just give kind of a little bit of overview of the school for you all to know, as it has such a rich history since it was founded in 1851. And to me, I always love history and things, so I always like to see where we are in the history of the school in relation to where it's been in the past and to where it's going. And but before I do that, I want to double down on one of the things that Dr. Bea said as far as what is always key to success for online students, and communication. So Dr. Bea talked about this, how important that is, and I'll double down on it as far as you are always best off, particularly as an online student, to communicate if you have any issues about anything. And so, as Dr. Bea mentioned, if you have a question about something program related, so if it's scheduling, if it's access to systems or anything like that, graduate programs at albanylaw.edu, that is there for you. I'm checking that regularly. If I'm not around, someone else will check it. We're always there for you, and we can either get that answer for you directly, or we'll be able to triage it and get you right to the person you need to fast. And so that we've put that email account in place that's checked very frequently, so that you all as students don't have to go on a wild goose chase around the electronic campus to try to find what you need and who knows where. So to simplify and make it as easy and have the best support for you, that's why we've created that account, graduate programs at albanylaw.edu. So and communicate. If it's course related, like, hey, I'm going out of town for 5 days for work, definitely talk to your professor and instructor. The instructor is going to play a key role on the day-to-day operations of the class, so stay in contact with them regularly if you ever have any issues. If you're struggling with any sort of material, communicate with that instructor, communicate with the professor, go to the live sessions each week that are optional to talk to the professor and clarify. And your life will always be better if you communicate in advance with people rather than asking for something after the fact, after it's already happened. So anyway, just wanted to double down on that. So this slide talks about why Albany Law School, and just a few of the accolades that your school has received in the last, very recently in the last year or two. Is we were ranked as one of the top 20 most innovative law schools, which we're very proud of. That's including our online graduate programs and how we run them and how we're creating them, but also a lot of the other things that the faculty is doing at our school. We have over 10,000 alumni worldwide. You can find them all over the country and all over the world. We were ranked #1 for program flexibility in our online master's programs. We were ranked number 11 overall nationally in our online master's programs. And we have alums that range across the board as far as influence and locations, but also in positions. And this is always kind of interesting, because you think with our history that, particularly since we've only started graduate programs in 2016, that we mainly all have lawyers. And yes, we do have enormous amounts of lawyers as alums all worldwide, but we also have the governor of New York. We have former presidents, we have former Supreme Court justices, we have CEOs of companies, we have judges, we have all sorts of reach of alum that are in influential places, and we will be proud to have you join our alumni community after you graduate as well. And maybe your name and face will be able to join this slide soon enough. So Dr. Bea talked a lot about this, so I'll just briefly go over this. So what is a typical week for you? Starting next week. Next Tuesday is the official start of the term, not Monday because of Memorial Day. But each week you will always be doing reading in each of your classes. You'll have recorded lectures, recorded videos, multimedia of some sort from the professors. There'll be discussion forums that you're engaging in, and you're going to have assignments. So each class will be a little different on what that looks like. Maybe it'll be a quiz or an assignment or a paper maybe. So each class will look a little different, but in general, the classes will always have these core components to them. And I just put the course schedule as to the upcoming dates. But again, you already know from earlier which website to go to always find these dates for anything ranging all the way through this whole academic year. So what are the graduation requirements? And so we've talked a little bit about this, not in today's session, but before. But just to reiterate this point, if you are I'll start a certificate. So if you're a certificate student, at a minimum, you'll need to complete 9 credits. And in the cybersecurity and data privacy program, you'll take 501 is a required class, and that class is offered in fall 1. And so if you're in the certificate, that's the class you'll be taking, is the 501 course in fall 1 when we register for those classes. So now shifting over to the master's program, 30 credit program, and you'll start with 500 Introduction to Law and Legal Methods this next week with myself as the professor, and then you'll end the program with the thesis class. Everything in the middle is either your concentration classes or a couple different elective classes that'll be up to you and for us to work together. But that's what your course schedule will look like. For the LLM program, 24 credit program, and you'll take a thesis as your last class. Otherwise, there's no other specific classes that you'll need to take. But as mentioned before, in either the LLM or the master's, you'll need to do at least 18 credits in cybersecurity and data privacy to earn that concentration. So, and again, you'll be able to talk with me a lot if you to find that perfect schedule for you. So that's all for the prepared materials for the session. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I hope you found this valuable. Let me know now if you have any questions or if you want me to discuss anything a little further. Dr. Bay is still here too if you have any questions for her, so feel free to ask away.
Hey, this is Lee. I do have 2 questions. The first question is, will we be given access to LexisNexis or Westlaw? Will we get student access?
Great question. Yes, you do get access to both. And
okay.
What I'll do is I'll after this tomorrow morning, I'll send out an email with a link to this, and I'll also send you the email address of our library for you to contact to get the access to both Lexis and Westlaw.
Oh, thank you. Great. And my question, and this might be for something offline, it's about the thesis. Is there a way for us to think about our thesis now instead of that last semester? And start working, even though we might not be registered for it yet?
That is a great question. I love that question. I love that question for this reason. Well, first off, backtracking to your first question a little bit too. So you don't only get access to Lexis and Westlaw as a student, you also get access to all the library online portal, which has a significant number of additional resources for all of you. And so you'll be getting access to that as well. And the library director will also be sending you an email in the next week or 2 that kind of outlines a lot of those materials that are available to you, which will come in handy through your whole program, but also when you do the thesis at the end. So to the second question to the thesis, so essentially what the gist of that course is going to be for you all is you'll end up writing a paper that'll be about 35 to 40 pages on a topic of your choosing, plus citations that inside your concentration area. So for all you cybersecurity and data privacy. And so when you go through the classes through the program, always be on the lookout for what a good topic might be. So something you're interested in, something you find fascinating that might be worthy of a greater exploration on. So always be on the lookout for it. Additionally, what we're going to be doing, the first time the thesis is going to be taught here is in fall 2, which is too early for any of you. But significantly, what we're going to be doing when we build out that class is that it's a 7-week class, but we're going to be moving a lot of the materials into likely the orientation class, possibly something else, so that students can get a head start on that. And so when you And so thus we will let you know when that is available, and you can probably expect that to become available in September, October-ish, for more specific information on the thesis at that time.
Jason, I just wanted to offer a fun tip that my chair offered to me when I was going through my program, is as you're in those courses, and also, as Jason said, collecting topics or thinking about topics, also start collecting, as you're doing research in those courses, save and collect those PDFs and cases and such. Like, keep track of those. It'll save time at the end, especially if you end up doing a topic in that area, having to re-look for them in a lot of ways. So I just wanted to say that out loud. It was a huge help on my end when I had to do my dissertation. So
that is both a fun and very helpful tip. Is there any other questions? All right. Well, as always, you can email us if you have any questions, graduateprograms@albanylaw.edu. And thank you so much for coming tonight. Again, we are so excited to have you start our program here next week. We know you're going to love it. We're always looking to provide you the highest quality experience, not just in the classroom, but everything to do with your student experience. And so let us know if you find any ways that what we're doing well, what we can do better. We always are here for you, and we always want to try to get better. So thank you so much again. Hope you enjoy the program. Let us know if you have any questions in the future. Thank you. Have a great night, everyone.
thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.